Welcome to Women's Million Dollar Conversations with Alice Tang, where we share stories from successful businesswomen who have saved, earned, or sold over $1 million and discuss how they built their success and insights to help you achieve your goals. Now, let's join the conversation.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Alice Tang, the host of Women's Million Dollar Conversation. I am here sitting down with my good friend in Idaho. Her name is Suzie Hall. She is the CEO of Cornerstone Collective. I'll let Suzie tell us a little bit about her, and then we'll start the interview question.
Thank you, Alice. It's so great to be back here. I really appreciate the time and the space. As you mentioned, I'm the founder of actually 4 companies. The Cornerstone Collective encompasses 3 that we mainly design and furnish hotels now around the world. Just last fall, I began to go international, which is super exciting. Today, our focus is going to be more on my upcoming memoir that'll be launched on my 60th birthday, April 22nd. The title is Blessed Disruption, which is a very significant title because it describes my life. And as a new author, writing and connecting to my personal story has been very powerful. And I encourage listeners and viewers to consider writing your story and narrating your story. That's a whole nother conversation.
Very good. Welcome one more time. So this is Women's Million Dollar Conversation. We interview guests who has saved $1 million, sold $1 million, or earned $1 million. I'm sure that you hit all these 3 areas. We want to focus on one. And can we pick on your business?
Yes.
Okay. I'd like you to go back to your journey or your story and think and remind yourself of your first $1 million.
Yes.
How long does it take for you to get there? And if there is any challenges, biases that were stopping you from going there, what are they and how do you overcome that?
Oh, such a good question. So I began my full-time entrepreneurial journey as a mom after the halftime of my life, which I write about in my book. That's when I joined EO and I turned my attention full-time to my business. I just started doing naturally what came to me, utilizing my natural talents and skills in the design world, putting my business management degree to work. It took about 3 to 4 years to build up to the $1 million revenue mark in a single business. That's the criteria to join EO. And so that was a very significant milestone for me, but it wasn't something that I aspired to. And once I hit it, I'm like, I'm here. For me, it was a natural progression and outgrowth of my, again, natural skills and talents and bringing those into the business world. So many obstacles and limiting beliefs and playing small, which I talk about in my memoir along the way. And as women, as moms, we know all the challenges that come throughout a day. A lot of it's around time and priorities and focus and feeling like we need to be in multiple places at one time. My journey has taught me that so much of that is in our mind, right? Everyone has the same 24 hours in a day. When we learn how to master our thoughts, our time and our energy and our focus not only simplifies, it integrates. And that's when we achieve a flow state, which is what helped me land my biggest contract to date ever last fall, a $15 million contract.
Let's take a pause and celebrate from 1 million to 15 million. How long does it take from the 1 million to the 15 million? How many years?
So that's, in my experience, I was ready to play big, again, as an outgrowth of my journey, writing my memoir, knowing where I play best, where I function best, where I lead best and create best. And that's on a big stage. I was raised as the daughter of a major college football coach. I thought I was going to be a newscaster in college until I talked myself out of that. So praying and putting it out to the universe, I'm ready. I am ready for big. The next morning, after one of my prayers, I opened my email inbox to receive an email from someone who we had proposed to 2.5 years prior, and we were runners up on that project. Now they basically handed us this $15 million project because of the relationship we had established over the course of 3 years. So one email, we got to contract from within 2 weeks, from the time of the email to the time of signing that contract. All the years leading up to that, it's hard to quantify because of all the work. I can say, however, beyond a doubt that it's due to my internal work, showing up how I wanted to show up, being the person I want to be and the leader I want to be, and then putting it out to the divine.
Oh, this is so inspiring. Congratulations of the $15 million is a big number. The part that inspired me most is everything we need is inside us. A lot of us are still, at times, right? Every day we need to fight that thought that we look for the external validation, external circumstances and condition, maybe a person or a situation. But no.
And that's why we hear it a lot. It's go inward, tune out the external. That's why meditation and mindfulness is so key. I'm here to tell you that it works.
I'd love to hear that it worked.
Yeah. So it's that personal being state, no matter what situation we're in, take money, for example. When money is tight, we don't know where the next project is coming from. We lose a key client, a key team member quits. All those things, they used to cause me to go into an anxiety spiral. And that would just kind of ruin my day. Now, today, again, because of the personal transformation work that I've done, my foundation of faith, my personal practice of that, those things don't get me off track at all. Sure, I might take a few minutes and process it, but then I'm just believing that's clearing space for bigger and better things ahead.
Oh my goodness. I have goosebumps over goosebumps as you speak. And I am like you. I have a standard time when I get up before I do anything is to have my stillness with my divine.
Yeah.
And that really helps set the tone for the day so that I'm more resilient. Because Chinese is funny. We believe 8 to 9 things out of 10 things in life are challenging, are bad. They're going to come get you. So if that's life, I like to borrow what you said is I accept me and accept my circumstances as is, knowing that it's pacing for a bigger, better, because everything works to the greatest. It's going to be okay in the end.
It will be okay in the end. And again, I'm living proof.
Yes, that's right.
There are so many setbacks and traumas in my life, and I write about that in my book. And as women, especially in entrepreneurs, we feel like we need to do, have all the lists, the calendars, the this and the that. Going back to being still, that's when our mind expands and we think about relationships and people and contacts and paths forward. It's hard to see when we're just doing and busy, right? I used to thrive on busyness and calendars. I was most likely to succeed in high school. I was the dean scholar of the business school in college for 2 years. I had it all going on. It wasn't until I transformed myself due to the halftime of my life that my life began to transform. And it took a while, right? Doing the work day after day, learning, growing, clearing out. And I work with a peak performance coach, and she always reminds me, think about what you want. Don't spend time thinking about what you don't want or what, learn the lessons, get the feedback if you fail, and get back and focus on what you want. When you take that question deeper, there's a lot of layers to it. You can say, oh, I want $1 million business by the end of the year. I want a $10 million business by the end of the year. Why do you want that? Why? Is it because you want to be rich? Is it because you want to pay off debts? You want to pay off a mortgage? You want to create a legacy for your children? Once you get in touch with that why, and you know what you want, it makes a lot more sense and it aligns everything within you.
Awesome, Suzie. That brings to the question about the value of money for you. What is the value of money for you?
Again, being a business major in the 80s in college, I believed at the time that money led to success. And the more money I had, the more outward, external value I would receive from others. Through my journey of founding my company from nothing, I didn't start with a loan or anything. I just started from scratch. Building all of that, I've seen a lot of money come and go over the years. Today, money means freedom. Money means I'm able to create. I'm able to give to my community. And I believe that money is a divine energy. So money derives from the source. And I love money. I love to share money. I put little hearts on my checks when I write people big checks because money is energy. Love is energy. And
That's right.
It's all ours. So I don't check my bank account that often because I know from experience that the money will flow if I am in alignment and I am putting it out to the divine to lead me and guide me.
Beautiful. Now, in building your business, I'm taking you way back because today I'm talking to author of Blessed Disruption. You have a good team or management team managing your company that is handling the $15 million contract and many other more. But when you are still in charge, when you're building, okay, I'm sure there are times that you say, gee, I can't do this anymore. I want to quit. What kept you going?
Yes, there were many times I wanted to just throw my hands up in the air, walk out and say, I just am going to go get a job and just do that. For me, I am very legacy driven. And when I set a goal or set out to do something, I go all in. To me, all in means that you don't give up. You don't quit. And again, I learned that my growing up years with my dad's profession. You get bruised and you get battered, you get injured, but you get back up and you keep going. During the halftime of my life, when I went through that trauma, the quote by Martin Luther King Jr. appeared in my mind. You don't have to see the whole staircase, just take that next step in faith. Yeah. And so that's how I approached every time I went through those setbacks in business and in life. Take the next right step, the next best step in faith.
Very good. Our audience might be curious about how you make your decision, especially the big decision that has huge impact to the livelihood of the company, the employees, and the client. And you?
Yes. I've learned again over trial and error and making lots of mistakes that for me, the best way to make decisions is to write down what it is that I want. Again, going back to that question, how can I serve what I want through my business with my teams? And then journaling about that. So those are my prompts, and then I journal. And then over the course of, it could be a day, it could be a week, it could be a month, then I pray about it, I meditate on it, I think about it. So I spend time thinking about my thinking, which again, as busy entrepreneurs, we don't give ourselves enough time to do that, I've learned. And then I feel in my body and in my mind if it's aligned, and then I simply know what to do and how to respond.
Very good. So write it down, what you want, and how you can serve. Second, journal and just spend time with yourself and in meditation. the universe is going to show you.
Yes. And part of that will be other people. It might be consultants, it might be a coach, it might be team members, it might be clients, it might be vendors, depending on the business and the industry. And I've learned to be open to input and feedback from valued, trusted people, not from people who don't know my business or don't really understand me. They might have their own goals and their own agendas, which is fine. But I've learned that it's important to listen to the wise and trusted voices and just not let the others fall by the wayside.
Yeah, so we call them noises, actually, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Reading away from the distractions.
Very good. Very good. This brings up a point where you just addressed is some people say, well, I don't have time to be in the stillness. And when I'm in stillness, I didn't hear the voice about I should go to north. But the thing is, if you pay attention, you're calm. It comes from your coach, comes from the people who you're interacting with, like you said, the consultants of some sort, or a billboard that you look at. You have an aha moment.
Yes.
So the goal is not to just dig in and say, well, I'm not hearing anything yet. I've done it for a month. God, not giving me anything. Because it shows up in different forms.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things I share with my wonderful husband is, I said, you are the reflection of my divine when you do this for me. Because a human being would not be able to tolerate certain, it's not my show here, I'm interviewing you. I don't want to detail. But when he show his grace and his compassion and his empathy, and that's it. What are you grateful for?
Oh, I am always grateful. And I verbalize my gratitude if I have a wonderful business meeting, if I have a wonderful time with my family, when I win big contracts, when I get to go to Hawaii for work, when I get to go to Paris for work, when I wake up in the morning, when I finish a hard workout. So the way I view gratitude is first thing in the morning during meditation is I fill my heart with gratitude. And I use HeartMath. It's a wonderful app for connecting.
I use it too.
Breathing right through the heart and connecting through the heart. And then throughout the day, I give gratitude. I also am learning to verbalize the gratitude like you just shared. That is so powerful. And people light up when we share our gratitude. And so my goal is always to be grateful for everything, even in the midst of the hard stuff.
Very good. So gratitude and gratefulness. I'm sure that through your HeartMath study and learning, I'm going to share this, both of us know, to the audience. Gratitude has the highest vibration among all emotions. In order to be calm and still and making good decisions going back, you need to vibrate, or we need to vibrate in the highest emotion radiation so we can attract the good to us.
Yes, that's beautifully said. So true. Yes.
Yes. Thank you so much. We are grateful for you. Thank you for sharing your story. And our audience would like to know more about your book. I'll put it in the notes of this podcast.
Wonderful. Yes. So the title is Blessed Disruption, two juxtaposed words put together intentionally. So that's the theme of my life. I think a lot of women especially will read it and see themselves in my book, in my story, in my journey. And what we were just talking about is I went through a trauma when I was in my late 40s, mid 40s, and caused me to really look at myself and look at my life. I call that the halftime of my life. Again, I'm a coach's daughter. I had the choice to give up or to transform myself and my life. And I write all that in my memoir. I share unedited journal entries in the throes of depression and anxiety and all these things that I work through because of trauma. Again, 10 years. Today, I'm living the life that I intended all those years ago. So we all have the power within us.
We are so grateful for you.